Okay, Reagan, we're going to do this Photoshop thing now. So the first thing we're going to do is we got our image of the wall. I'm going to put an image on this wall here. I'm going to go to layers. I'm going to double click this just so it's not called background. That way you can do more things with it. You can click off of that. And then I'm going to bring in the image. Dun dun dun. And right now I'm just going to take a screenshot of this. If you need to know how to do that, I'll have to tell you later. So take a screenshot of that, go back to Photoshop, and I'm going to paste that in there. And I can resize this, hold down Shift to keep it scaled proportionally. And I'm going to place it kind of right over here. And then I'm going to double click it to lock that in. Now I'm going to take the opacity down to like 50%, something like that. And I'm going to hold down the Command button, and then I can put this in the right perspective on this wall. And I'm going to do it loosey-goosey here. And then I can zoom in and still holding down that Command button. Get right there. Right there. And that looks good. It's a little screwy with this image because it goes off of the picture, but anyways, you get the idea. Now I'm going to double click that. That's locked in. Now we got to make this sign come through. So I'm going to take this polygon lasso tool. I'm just going to click, click, click. Again, I'm doing this quick and dirty, so it's not going to be perfect zoomed in, but for these purposes, it'll be fine. Okay, so now on our screen, if I zoom out, this is the only thing that's selected. So I'm going to go select, which I don't think you can see, but I'm going to do inverse, which is Command-Shift-I. So now it gets back to the inverse. Command-Shift-I is the inverse. So now you have everything on this screen but inside of this little sign selected. Then I'm going to go down here. I'm going to click Layer 1. And I'm going to click Make a Mask. So now it made a mask where it blocks out just this for our image. Now I can take our image, put our opacity back up to 100%. And the other thing you can do, just depending on what color the wall is and what color your graphic is to change this to multiply, which will keep the shadows in the wall present and the shadows on around here. You might want to just leave it on normal. You can leave it on multiply. You could leave it on normal, and you could take the opacity down to, I don't know, just a little less, and it'll let some of those shadows through as well. And that kind of looks cool there. So now we're going to do the same thing on this wall here. So I'm just going to grab this image and I'm going to screenshot kind of a narrow section. I don't know what this image is, some crazy chick. But she's very strong and brave. And then I'm going to paste that in here. Gonna go to our selection tool and I'm gonna scale it holding shift. Now I'm gonna put it here, shrink it up a little bit more. Now I'm going to double click it. Now I'm going to use the command button, and this is going to skew it a little bit, so I don't want that. But what I'm going to do up here is I'm going to make sure that this is flat. So I can go bigger to make it a more realistic scaling. I'm going to double click that. Now I'm going to take, this is layer 2, take the opacity down. I'm going to go lower. Actually, I'm going to hide this layer right now. And then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to draw my mask. And then I'm going to reveal this layer. I'm going to click on it. And I'm going to make a mask with this layer mask down here. So then it crops it just to that. Now this should be a good example. I've got to click back on the art. And if I do multiply, then you can see those shadows come back in. It's probably a better example because we have all these shadows in this corner. So that's about it. You can